Welcome back to our part 2 video. In today's video, let's look at constant variables in JavaScript, but use them in a HTML framework. Enough talk, let's get it. Right then, let's create a h1 tag and we'll call it radius of the circle. So in my last video, I demonstrated on how to use constants in JavaScript and use circumference as the example in the variable, and this time we'll use const in HTML framework and how to calculate the radius without using the window prompt. Let's create an ID. We'll call it h1. We'll get rid of this window prompt because we don't need this. Okay, so we'll call it h1, and next line of code we'll create an input type and we'll call this as text id radius, and placeholder, let's say radius of the circle. There we go. So then we'll use button this time and create an ID. We'll call it submit so that user can click the button. It will be sent to the database and ultimately can trigger in the radius. So yeah, there we go. So this is a quick placeholder and a button. Refresh. Now here's the placeholder and the submit button here. Let's apprehend the break button between the input and the submit. The input and the button now being separated. Once you specify the index.html mainframe, you'll then go to the JS concept and now we'll calculate the const, the radius of the circle. This is as an example. So we're going to test out to see if const can change in this particular declaration. To do this, we'll use document.get element by ID. We're then going to find the ID that we're getting for, and this time we use submit so that the user can able to submit and enter the value whilst specifying out the radius. Okay, so document.got element by ID submit dot on click and equals to function. Use the parentheses and the curly braces to indicate the functionality inside. And now we'll use document.get element by ID. So copy this here and paste. And in the variable, we'll say radius and assign it to the document. So inside the parentheses, we'll specify this by radius and value. So the user will enter any value, and once you specify that, you would copy this bit to get the number in a specific action. So no string, but you use this number to convert, and also the formula. So copy this again and paste twice. We'll use again document.get element by ID to get the result. So copy this ID and paste. We use outside the parentheses the inner.html to get the property inside of the HTML framework equals to circumference and assign it to centimeters. So you're concatenating in the string. So let's enter any value. There we go, that's complete. So let's enter the value. We'll say 4. And there we go, here's the value beneath. So 24.8 centimeter there, and yes, this is how you calculate the radius using the HTML framework. Let's use the const variable, and also it gives you another different answer once I put 3.1459. So this is a recurring answer. Okay, let's enter a different value, 3.12. This one here shows a block scope variable, where this time the const variable wouldn't be able to change. So you can't change any variable. You can only change when you create a new variable. So let's put pi1, let's call this one by 41 and change a different value. It only changes a different value, showing that it is block scope. But when you use the const, the variable here couldn't be changed or initialized. So yeah, this is how you specify out the const variables and use this specification as an example to check whether if this const variable changes or not. So I recommend to use const variable and let instead of var, because const and let are more popular and efficient to use. Well, this is part 2 completed. I'm going to conclude this video off. If you enjoyed this video, please like. If you find this helpful, comment down below. I will answer all of your comments. Hopefully you will understand more concepts and the fundamentals in JS. I upload coding videos every weekly. This is your boy Soft Sen. I'm out. Peace.